What's going on, YouTube? This is Stacy with Sandtrans LLC, where we are driving for financial freedom. And just stopping in today to talk to you guys about your Dodge transmission, life expectancy, service, maintenance, and what it may cost you if it goes out, depending on where you take it. We finally got ours back from the Dodge dealership. It was up in Santa Maria, California. It went out up there. We were going uphill, and transmission went out. The fluid got hot in it, and that was it. We was able to make it to the destination to drop the load off, but after that, it was done. We took it into the Dodge dealership. You know, we tried something. We tried to not flush it. We tried to change the fluid, so we changed the strainer and we changed the fluid, and we kept our fingers crossed, hoping that it would, work after that. But unfortunately, it wouldn't go out of first gear. And what was happening, we could drive it, but the temperature on the transmission would raise to like 200, sometimes 300 degrees, because the fluid was burnt. It was burnt up in the nutshell. And so once that happened, our only other choice was to replace it. We were lucky that it didn't break down on the road, because the tow bill would have probably been crazy, towing it. And we had a load on the back, so it could have got real crazy real quick. So we were lucky that we were able to make it, and we were able to drop the load off. This transmission is an ACES transmission, so it's the big boy. When I bought the truck, it had 95,000 miles on it, and it was a Hotshot truck when I bought it. So the guy, he was towing it. Don't know what type of service he did on the transmission. Didn't think to ask him, which I should have. But don't know what kind of service it had. So at 95,000. You're in that gray area. Should I change the fluid? Some people say change it. That's not a whole lot of miles. Some people say don't change it because it's going to kill the transmission. So, we took the chance and we ran it. We ran up to, 185,000 miles before it went. The cost on the transmission at the dealership, you could probably get it cheaper other places, and so on and so forth, but the transmission installed was $6,500. They had to ship it from the East Coast, but it could have been more than that, because the guy ordered a two-wheel transmission, and in our Dodge we got the four-wheel drive set up. So he called me, he said, hey, I got the wrong transmission, but I'm not going to charge you any more money. So I don't, for the four-wheel drive, it could have been more expensive. But you guys let me know, if you could have got it done cheaper somewhere else. I'm interested in knowing. One of my guys told me I could have took it to Amco transmission, and we probably could have got it done cheaper, number one. Number two, it's a nationwide company. So, and if you really think about it, if they're not rebuilding it, if they're just swapping parts for parts, it, could have been cheaper. The tips he gave me, he wants me to change my transmission fluid every 25,000 miles, because we're towing with it, and we pull a lot of weight, and that oil gets hot and it breaks down. And the oil is what keeps the transmission cool, keeps the gears and all that stuff lubricated. So that's number one. And then number two, he said, if you're towing uphill, you want to take your time, and you want the RPMs on the your RPM gauge shouldn't go above 2,500. So these high hills, if you're towing weight, you want to ease on up the hill, man. And he said that could extend the life of your transmission. But all in all, we had to make some business moves, business decisions. We was in a tough spot. We looked while it was down, you know, we looked at renting trucks. That's one of Topig's idea, and we checked that out. I called the place, the rental car place over there in Indiana, I believe it is, and there's a waiting list, believe it or not. You know, she told me I could, you know, put my name down on the list, but I think there was probably about 5 or 6 people in front of us, because I checked that out. Thought about buying another vehicle and just driving it over to California, picking up the Ram, bringing it back and fixing it. But when I looked at that, looked at my time that I would have had to take to, you know, to get to this particular truck was in Miami. So I would have had to fly out of Miami, grab a truck, you know, drive a week across the country to California, you know, put the Dodge on the truck, bring it back to the East Coast. And, you know, you're looking at about 2.5 weeks, and we would have been down. So, you know, we made the decision. You know, you guys can, you know, suggest comments what you guys would have paid for a transmission. Do you think $6,500 is a fair deal in the position that we're in? Do you have any other ideas we might have could have done? But you know, that's what we did. We back up and running right now. We're sitting in Denver, headed to Iowa. We're about to bring the truck in on the East Coast, where we're going to debed it. We're going to put a 5th wheel on it. We're going to throw some fenders on it. Matter of fact, I got the fenders back here in the back right there. I picked them up yesterday, and they are, I don't know if you guys can see them or not. They're pretty huge. These are the poly fenders. I think they're about 2.5 feet deep. And I got the rest of the components. They're coming in today. I ordered some pieces from Amazon, ordered the light. So we're about to do a transformation on it. So I'm gonna videotape that, show you guys what we're going through, trying to make this happen. Anyway, like, subscribe to the channel. Check us out on YouTube. I'm not sorry, not YouTube. Check us out on Instagram at Sandtrans Hotshot. Like, subscribe. I'm out.